Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black Woman. Well, Kamala Harris has emerged, and a lot of people are saying that she came across like a drunkard um, in the virtual call event slash call event that she and Tim Walz did. As a lot of you know, her campaign is seriously in debt. They spent well over $1.5 billion within 107 days. They raised and spent well over $1.5 billion, and some estimated it was $2 billion if you add in the money from other sources. Kamala Harris had 4 years to show that she was ready, willing, and able to step into the role of the presidency. So that's what a vice president is. They have to be willing to step in just in case. I mean, she was a heartbeat away from being the president. So she's had more than just the 107 days to prove to the public that she was ready to be the president. But the campaign itself, uh, a lot of people are speculating that she went into hiding. She's in Hawaii vacationing at a $1,300-$1,500 a night place with her husband, surrounded by her friends, um, no one black, of course. And my problem with this is, first of all, the Democrats were going to lose to Trump anyway because of this current administration is so horrible. My problem is they're saying how the Democrats or no major party will ever trust a black woman to be their nominee ever again. Let me just stop this for a minute. That they will never trust a black woman to be the nominee ever again because America is racist and misogynist, and Kamala Harris was basically stomped like wine grapes in this election, lost every major battleground state. Um, she herself was a bad candidate. It was not a reflection on black women. But see, black women, this is what you get. Nearly 100% of black female voters voted for the Democratic Party. You've got to stop doing that. 92% of black women that voted for Kamala Harris. And what you get is basically everybody's butt to kiss at the end of the day. Because now people are saying, oh, nobody's ever going to trust another black woman to have the nomination. No black woman could ever become the president. Black woman spent over $1.5 billion and did horribly. And another thing, they're calling out all the black people that Kamala Harris's campaign paid: Roland Martin, Oprah Winfrey's company, Beyonce, this, that. You're calling out these black people that got a crumb compared to the 1.5 plus billion that this lady's campaign spent. But why are all the black people, Al Sharpton, why are all of those people being wrung over the coals? Because that's what the Democratic Party and the left-wing media does. Anytime the Democrats lose, it's the black people's fault. What did I hear in the day after election? Oh, well, when the cops beat you and lynch you and shoot you, don't you call us? And all of this, I've heard this stuff. I've even heard this from black Democrats that were upset that the Democrats lost. Oh, when the cops lynch you and do this and that to you and beat you. Like, we don't deserve that to happen to us no matter who wins or loses. But that's the reaction that we as black people get. And for black women, almost nearly 100% throwing all their support and power behind Kamala Harris, for them to turn around and say, oh, well, we'll never trust another black woman to run as the nominee ever again. Look at her. She lost so big and she squandered all that money. And it's like, yeah, you get their ass to kiss, and that's exactly what you deserve. Because if you, and a lot of black women are saying, oh, well, we need to fall back. We need to fall back. Yeah, you do need to fall back. You do. You do need to fall back. Because obviously, if you could not tell that Kamala Harris was fugazi, was fake, then I don't know what to say. I think that black women, we need to really reevaluate our role amongst our people in our communities with black men. We are a people. We should not be divided against our men. We should not be always trying to take the lead. Let the men lead. They're the ones that's out here, the protectors and the providers. And because of the way things are in this country, we've had to do that a lot of times, of being the head of households, but we cannot run everything. We do not see everything. We do not know everything. So if you could not tell that Kamala Harris was fake and not a good candidate, and I know a lot of people are dragging her. She does to me, and she's to me for a while have come across like she's had some substance abuse problem. And a lot of people are saying that she's coming across like she's drunk. I don't know if they're just dragging her just to drag her because she lost. But, a lot of people who have been around functional alcoholics, functional drug addicts, Kamala Harris does come across like that. So maybe people are just instinctively picking up on something. I think that America dodged a bullet. We need to get back to debating policies and things that is going to work for our people. I think black people need to understand that it doesn't matter who's in office. We are the last in line, the last on the list, the last in the rung of priorities. So, in fact, we're not a priority to any administration. So, when you have a party that you're throwing all your support behind, and they know that you're going to vote for them no matter what, and then they start to proactively do things to undermine you and your people and your community and your economics and your stability, then that's why Kamala didn't win, because they were actively undermining black people in these black communities. You have a lot of these Venezuelan gangs now going to war with the black gang members over their own turf. I mean, it's just, that's how you have a lot of professional jobs where you have to be bilingual to even get those jobs. Even some of the simplest jobs. I've seen some people put videos up where they couldn't even get a Taco Bell job because they didn't speak Spanish. So, when you flood the country with so many people from another culture, it's going to have an effect. And especially when you're putting them in black communities, giving them subsidies that you would never give black people. Obviously, you're trying to make sure that black people stay a permanent underclass. And that's what the Biden and Harris administration was setting us up for a disaster. I mean, they really were. So she came out, did this video. She came across as a drunkard. She came across like she was trying to read from a script. But, a lot of people are just commenting that it seemed like she was drunk. And I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Addressing her supporters for the first time since her humiliating defeat to Donald Trump.
I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
Online commentators immediately reacted to the bizarre statement, with this person saying, Kamala Harris has released first video since the election and she sounds like a drunk girl hyping me up in the women's restroom. This commentator doubled down with this hilarious tweet. Whoa, I am calling for an immediate investigation into Kamala Harris for Russia collusion. My sources say she has consumed all of their vodka. And this commentator has echoed the same criticism of Kamala we all voiced during the election campaign, that she talks but says nothing at all. Is Kamala Harris drunk? The Democrats just released this video of Kamala Harris sending an urgent reminder to her followers to keep fighting. It's kind of funny, she's trying to sound inspiring but ends up saying absolutely nothing. And it wasn't only Kamala Harris who was part of the strange video. Tim Walz also made an appearance, also for the first time since his thumping defeat.
It's incredibly disappointing now, and look, candidly, it's a bit scary because there's a very different vision that's being put out there. But now more than ever, we need the light to shine through. We need to be able to be that hope for the neighbor who's really wondering.
This commentator slammed the governor, saying Tim Walz thinks it's scary that voters rejected him on election day. Well, get used to it, because we're rejecting you again in 2026. The video comes after Kamala Harris has been MIA since her election defeat to Donald Trump in early November.
Check this out. One reporter in the White House has had the temerity to ask, where the heck is Kamala? We have not seen her since the election. Check out what the press secretary had to say.
To Hawaii, while DNC staffers are just wondering what they're going to do for work.
The vice president has taken time off to go spend time with her family. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. She is very hard over the last 4 years, and her taking a couple of days to be with her family, good for her.
Well, that wasn't the question. I saw that press conference. That wasn't the question. The staffers have not gotten paid. So while she's out drinking and relaxing in Hawaii, yes, she does deserve time off. I'm sure she's incredibly disappointed. The Democrats are delusional because anyone with any common sense would have told you that this was a losing campaign. And I'm sure the polls, internal polls that they did, they knew it was a losing campaign, but they kept fundraising like one of the whistleblowers said. The staffers are without their pay. That is what he was asking. So nobody is trying to knock Kamala Harris for going on vacation. What they're knocking her for is that you basically owe people some money and you up and go on vacation while these people who don't have your means are sitting around waiting for their money, to the point that they have started a GoFundMe to tide them over until she gets sober enough to come off vacation and sort things out to give them their money. Now, why she personally would have to handle that, she doesn't have a manager or somebody that could handle that while she's away at vacation, I don't know. But when our bosses at our jobs go on vacation, we don't expect that we're not going to get paid until they come back off of vacation. So, a lot of people are looking for their money from this campaign and from the DNC. I personally think the DNC is basically toast. This wouldn't be the first time in American history where a political party has dissolved. Maybe they'll go bankrupt and just crush down and new parties will emerge or something like that. But Bernie Sanders is supposed to be allegedly hinting at starting a new party. You got the Forward Party with Andrew Yang, which he needs to distinctively separate himself from the Democrats instead of always co-signing everything the Democrats do. If you're a Forward Party and you're a separate party, what makes you different? That's the problem that I have with Andrew Yang's Forward Party. But yeah, this is what we get as black people. They are totally, totally clowning Kamala Harris. There's nothing that she could say that's right. Basically, they're calling her a drunk, alcoholic. They're saying all kinds of things, but they're putting it in the context that they're saying she is a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? Because she is representing black women, so they're not running around saying, oh, the Democratic Party will never trust another Southeast Asian to be the Democratic Party nominee. No major political party will ever choose a Southeast Asian or somebody of color to be their nominee again because Kamala lost so bad. No, they're saying black. And for all those people who saw that Candace Owens stuff about Kamala Harris' heritage, that she is not black, that she is Irish and Indian, at the end of the day, do you really think that Candace Owens is the only one that could do this research to discover what this woman's heritage is? Or Janet Jackson to know that she was Irish and Indian? Do you really think that they're the only ones that know that? Of all, she's the vice president and running for president. You think that there aren't people digging up and researching every nook and cranny of her and her life? So, I think that it was just a scam from the beginning of choosing her to even be a vice president. Because when they said that they wanted to have a black female vice president for Biden, it was sort of like a snicker and a joke. Okay, let's get Kamala Harris. And the joke is that she isn't black. And then when Biden knew that he was going to lose the election, he can run around and he would have lost even worse than Kamala Harris did. He knew that he was going to lose. Everyone knew that he was going to lose. So they throw this woman in to be the presidential nominee, knowing that she was going to lose. So they put her up and prop her up as being a black woman, vice presidential, black woman candidate. Then she loses as badly as she is. She have all of these people Pac-Manning the money out of the campaign funds. And it could be touted as, oh, never trust another black woman to have the presidential nomination, presidential candidacy nomination from a major party again. That's all that's about. Because really, if the country was so misogynistic and racist, they wouldn't have elected Obama. They would not have, by popular vote, voted for Hillary Clinton. this particular candidate was just not a good candidate, period. And for people to try to make this a referendum on black women, I think is just completely unfair, racist, and disingenuous. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black Woman, Kamala. It's okay, baby. Go on and sober up, honey. Okay. You lost, you lost. You lost, you lost. And all these people pointing out what kind of money black people got out of her campaign funds, which was little to nothing. I notice you're conveniently not pointing out all the money that these white organizations got. You're not pointing out what ABC got when they gave a softball debate, when they gave softball interviews on CNN and ABC and all of this, all the money they got. But then you'll talk about the money that Roland Martin got for his softball interview. And talk about the money that Al Sharpton got. No, I don't particularly care for those people, but what's fair is fair. If you're going to point out the money, the chump change that they got comparatively to what her campaign doled out to these other organizations, then you need to talk about what they got. Don't just, but this whole thing of Kamala Harris was just to smear black women and to dishonor black women in the political space, to make it seem like that we are not strong enough to lead, that there's no black woman that's strong enough to run the United States of America. And that is not true. There is a black women out here that are qualified, genuinely earned it, battle tested, not spreading their legs and getting some man that likes them, that's in the political space, to give them favors and get them up the rung in their state. And then wasn't she cozied up to Biden's son, Hunter Biden, before he died? So, I mean, there are black women who aren't sleeping their way around, that's smart, that can lead, that can be taken seriously, that's not giggling and smiling every time you turn around when it comes to serious spaces. Women that are battle tested, who've won primaries legitimately fair and square, who know how to manage things. People like, I would like to see Condoleezza Rice run for president. There are a lot of black women. And don't think Michelle Obama is the magic bullet for the Democratic Party, because nobody gives a damn what the Obamas have to say anymore. They don't. There are black women who are qualified, ready, willing, and able and capable of being strong leaders, strong political leaders, strong business leaders. So don't allow Kamala Harris, who is questionable whether she's even black, to make it seem like no black woman could ever be the president, because that's not true. Maybe that title and honor was meant to be bestowed on a real black woman, somebody who is actually the descendant of African slaves that toiled the soils of America, that will actually ascend to that position and take that crown and take that title. Not somebody who's Irish and Indian, who went to go study the mannerisms and the diction of the black girls at Howard and wants to cosplay like she's black. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're so motivated to do so. Cheers to you, Kamala. And put that bottle down, girl.